Shackles, don't want no shackles on me. Don't want no shackles, don't want no shackles on me. I sit down with Big Brother, don't like those RFIDs. Got the blues about my freedom, got the blues about tyranny. I got the blues about my freedom, got the blues about tyranny. I sat down with Big Brother and the national ID. Don't want a chip in my wallet, chip in my car. And if I want to travel, it's nobody's business how far. Don't want no shackles, don't want no shackles on me. I said shame on Big Brother, always tracking and tracing me. Don't want a chip in my mother, chip in my wife, a chip in my babies. Stay out of our life. Don't want no shackles, don't want no shackles on me. I sat down with Big Brother, no more slavery. Play it for me, baby.
This country starts early. It works hard. It stays focused. It keeps moving. It stands ready. And it carries the weight. Strong coffee for a strong nation.
This is all you ever hear about in this country is our differences. It's all they ever talk about. Politicians and the media always pushing the things that separate us, things that make us different. That's the way the ruling class operates in any society. They divide the rest of the people. They keep the lower and the middle classes fighting with each other so that they, the rich, can run off with all the fucking money. Fairly simple thing. Fairly simple thing. Happens to work. Anything that's different about us, you know that's what they're pushing at you. Racial differences, religious, ethnic, national backgrounds, jobs, income, education, social status, sexuality, anything they can do to keep us fighting with each other so that they can keep going to the bank.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. Why do you think
politics feels more like a team sport than democracy?
Because that's exactly what it became. George Washington warned people about this a long time ago. He called it the spirit of party, and he said once political parties took hold, they'd start serving themselves instead of the public. And that's exactly what happened. Loyalty goes to the machine, not the country. They protect the brand, protect the tribe, protect the donors, protect the power, and the public gets whatever's left after the fundraising and the damage control. That's the bargain now. You cheer for your colors, they keep the scoreboard lit, and everybody acts like the game's what matters. Washington understood that once parties get strong enough, they stop asking what's good for the people and start asking what's good for the party. And once that happens, democracy turns into maintenance. Maintain the power, maintain the loyalty, maintain the illusion.
Keep it on, baby.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yeah, we're all out of bubble gum for sure. Welcome everybody for another Talking with Conspiracy. Rolling solo tonight. It's all right. It happens. Appreciate y'all being here to me. Much love to everybody. Like I said, I really appreciate y'all being here. Rumbles being rumbles always. There we go. Yeah. It happened. Appreciate y'all. Looks like we got Carl and James and Cubs Future over there on the Rumble side. And then we got Nostradamus, James, and Count Trumpula. Oh, I'm your Huckleberries over here on the YouTube side. So appreciate y'all. We actually got Miss Kitty. She might pop up in the same tonight. She's over here on this side of the room tonight. She's been sitting right in front of the air conditioner. But tonight, she's being good. What's up, Matt Sal? Appreciate y'all being here. As always, who knows where the subject's going to go, where we're going to talk about. We're going to have fun. Plenty of chaos in the world to talk about. Certain things I'm going to touch on tonight. Certain things I'm going to touch on with a 10-foot pole, but to be honest, I don't want to touch it. But we're going to do some alien stuff. Interesting, more stuff coming out. Disclosure movie. Have y'all seen it yet? I think it's out now. I might go Friday. I don't know. We'll see. Though, I seen a video today. Makes me, maybe I shouldn't. Absolutely welcome, lurkers. Glad you are here. Like I said, it's going to be a fun one. Just, who knows where it's going to go. I might have special guests pop in through the night. Anything is possible. Oh, I should have grabbed me a drink before we get started. Oopsie. My drink is low. But let me go ahead and get... Oh. I take that back. I understand, James. I understand. Heard this again last night. It's an oldie, but I said it's going to play it today. Where did I... There it is. I said I'm going to play this first thing tonight when I was talking to Algorithm last night. So let's start it off strong tonight. Boop. Boop.
You can stick your new world order up your ass. You can stick your new world order up your ass. You can stick your new world order when the sun don't shine below you. Stick your new world order up your ass. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. Together we are mighty. We are the 99%. We don't be arrested in a dressing gown. We don't be arrested in a dressing gown. We don't be arrested in a... She is such a sinner. She'll be arrested in a dressing gown. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. Together we are mighty. We are the 99%. There'll be blue skies when the chemtrails are all gone. There'll be blue skies when the chemtrails are all gone. There'll be blue skies when the chemtrails and the evil plant fails. Blue skies when the chemtrails are all gone. Singing we are the 99%. 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. Together we are mighty. We are the 99%. You can stick your poison vaccines up your ass. You can stick your TV programs up your ass. You can stick your GMO foods. We ain't gonna go school. Stick your Georgia Guidestones up your ass. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. Together we are mighty. We are the 99%. Oh, I'd rather be a human than a slave. Oh, I'd rather be a human than a slave. Oh, I'd rather be a human. Don't you know that you can rather be a human than a slave? You can stick your new world order up your ass. You can stick your new world order up your ass. You can stick your new world order. The sun don't shine but oughta. Stick your new world order up your ass.
What a way to start a show, huh? Yeah. They're going to start doing a wicked game. That's pretty funny. I have another video actually I want to play later on too. It's a fun one. I seen the other day. I should have shared it last night on Ago's show. I'll do it next week. But let's share this right here. But yeah. His father says not that he's right or not, but demons.
You know, the movie itself, I'm not saying this is what was done, but this could be done. The movie could be consecrated to Satan, and demons can be attached to the movie. This used to happen with heavy metal bands. Big rock bands would consecrate their albums to Satan, and even have black masses to attach demons to the people who would listen to the music. That I learned from Father John Carapi, who used to be multimillionaire in LA and was invited to some of these things. So he saw it firsthand witness. But they could do that with a movie, that demons would attach, demons of unbelief, demons of fear, demons of terror would attach to people and shake their faith, So that might be one reason to not go to the movie. I'm not saying that's what they did. I'm just saying that could be done. They could put a curse over the film that all who watch it would be have demons provoke them. It could happen. We don't know if it did, but it could. Okay? So when a new discovery appears to challenge the assumptions of a culture, it's possible that the worldview begins to crumble. But the Catholic should never be in danger of that, because Jesus said, heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away.
Demons. But on one side of the coin, it wouldn't surprise me either. What's up, Charlie Rose? It would not surprise me they attached some stuff on there that there's nothing surprised me right now. Absolutely nothing would surprise me. Yeah, I've seen this. Kumo was freaking out.
I'm walking out of my show, and I got to ask you something. What the fuck just happened? David Grusch has like a Teflon pedigree. He says he knows that the American government understands that we are not alone. Not that they found this piece of equipment, that they don't understand the technology and they don't know where it came from. He actually said that. I put it at the end of my show because I don't even know what to do with it as a headline. But I do know this. Let's say it's not true, right? I mean, that's the only assumption, is that somehow he's wrong, even though you can't find anyone who knows him that'll say, yeah, he's nuts. Just leave him alone. He's a great guy. He was a great servant, public servant, but yeah, he's lost. Nobody says that. Nobody. So again, all right, so he's wrong. Don't you think that somebody in the U.S. government, when they know how highly pedigreed he is, would come out? Like if he had said, hey, my great-grandfather was the head of the CIA, we killed Kennedy. You don't think that someone would come out and be like, what is he talking about? That's not true. There's no, that never happened. But here they say nothing. It's bizarre. It's so bizarre that this guy says this, nobody can knock his credibility, but we don't know what to do with the information. I put it at the end of my show. The anchor after me is like, yeah, that's Prague. We're going to deal that later. Later? Alien life? Do I believe it? No, but I can't believe how he's saying this and they're not coming out and countering it either. It's so bizarre. You tell me.
Yeah, Count, I could see that too, just to see where we are in our reaction, because I do think I've heard several people say, listen to a wide variety of people talking about this disclosure movie, that it is going to be part of the disclosure, and that's what the point of it was. That's why they started, filming it and doing everything, lining all this stuff up, all, like Derek was talking last week, everything is syncing up this year with the aliens on purpose. And I believe it, maybe it is part of the disclosure, and maybe it is a test. Yeah, Chris has some issues there. Absolute issues. I can see that Cubs' future. Aliens exist. Just disclosure is scary for them. Very well could be. Everybody knowing for sure, definitely, that you're there and you're different. But like I've said before, I don't know. I think this is a manipulation. I don't think we're really gonna get real disclosure. It's gonna be some psyop. Yeah, 100% deception. Yeah, I'm torn on it, Carl. I kind of want to go see what it's about. That way I can come back and say, okay, this is what they said. This is, and just watch it to tear it apart in my head and write. I might even bring a notepad in there. Truly, is my plan. Is actually sitting there. That is true. It will be free on the internet pretty soon. I don't like messing with some of them sites, so I don't like getting hacked. But it will be out free soon. But I would like to go see it. I want to see it just to see what the propaganda, and just completely watch it with this cue that this is a psyop. And seeing what actually is going to come out of it. You're probably right. The Prince of Power over the air is the master illusionist. I like that, Count.
If there is life off of this planet, that is the biggest headline of our lifetime. And that phrase that he just used, plasmoid, whatever, what is he talking about, Lou?
Yeah, he's referring to what some have speculated regarding orbs that have been viewed really since the 1940s during the Foo Fighter incidents, and then later over New Mexico skies, over controlled military airspace. And it seems that, at least in some cases, some of these orbs seem to have some sort of intelligence connected with them. And so rather than just being like, let's say, a probe or a drone, these things have been reported to almost behave and react in some cases as if there was ascribed to it some sort of I hate to say it, but life form. I got you. I was a more nuts and bolts guy when I was in the program. My focus was more on actual the physical craft.
Yeah. If there is life,
for the ones that, if you do believe it, Lou, or not, like I said, they're all the talking heads are out. All of them are out talking. It is interesting to see. I'm going to skip David Icke real quick. I'll come back to the other two videos.
I certainly don't have the compendium. It's a continuum from corporeal, bipedal type life to, what I would consider like sentient plasmoid life, but there are several that the U.S. government is aware of. And I certainly don't have the compendium.
There's nobody popping up denying them. That's the weird thing, that's the wild part. And you got.
We've held hearings. We've reviewed Russian and Brazilian records, including a formal FBI inquiry into the '96 Varginha incident, where witnesses alleged the Brazilian military captured non-human entities and craft and buried the truth. Today, Aldo Rebelo, who was the Ministry of Defense at the time, came forward and admitted that this event was true.
Carl, I hate to get them DVDs. I got a few from a friend of mine just to buy them and stuff, and on a few shows. And it was like right there, like a funny part. Before I could even laugh, the crowd laughed, or whoever was recording was laughing. And it was like, what the hell? Why is there laughter coming from my TV? Of course, the quality was garbage and everything else, but yeah, them pirated DVDs and stuff, man, it was just crap. I'm gonna play a little bit longer video here, real quick, and we'll discuss it. Say what you will about David Icke. It's funny this year, some of the things he said over the years, last 30 years, it's kind of come to fruition. Not that he's right on everything whatsoever. Ain't nobody right on everything. Not even me. But let me play him.
I've just watched the Steven Spielberg film, Disclosure Day, which came out in England this afternoon. And I said beforehand it would be a psyop. And my goodness me, that's what it turned out to be. I said in the last few days of 2025 that 2026 would be the year of the alien. Why? Because I started to see that Steven Spielberg was putting out this movie, Disclosure Day, and it would fit perfectly with what we've been seeing for the last few years now, which is a gradual, if you like, authority acceptance of UFOs, UAPs, and alien life as a possibility. Now, I remember back in the 1990s, when I was traveling around America, that the authority dismissal of the whole idea was constant. Everything from weather balloons to, oh, you're talking about little green men. No, I'm actually not. I'm talking about a non-human force operating ultimately from another dimension that is manipulating and controlling, as indeed created the simulated reality that we think is real. And that dismissal went on, and then suddenly the rhetoric changed. And just within literally weeks of saying that 2026 would be the year of the alien because of the Spielberg film, because they were going to hook it to that for sure, you had the Trump regime and the Pentagon announcing they were going to release more and more footage of what we used to call UFOs and the possible existence of alien life. And so what you can do when you are seeking to manipulate the population with a fake story about alien activity is you can either make them terrified of the aliens coming, or you can go another way and make people sympathetic, empathetic, and accepting of a kind of portrayal. And indeed, the word empathy comes up in relation to these this non-human race that is, again, portrayed in the film. It's like the aliens have empathy and they're telling humans they don't have empathy, and they need to have empathy or the world will go the way it's going. And that is an absolute inversion of the situation. Now, I'm not saying that there's not other life out there. I have no doubt there is, that is benevolent. But the manipulators of human society, human reality, human perception of reality, are not benevolent. They are anything but. They are empathy deleted. So you can see the inversion in the film where the aliens are empathetic as opposed to humans who are not. And so we are seeing the perceptual preparation of people for the acceptance of non-human life. In the film's portrayal, an empathetic, sympathetic portrayal, but in other ways they will use fear as a weapon against humanity too. So the fact that we are having these disclosures, this disclosure footage of, oh, what's this? We can't explain it. And the Spielberg film out at the same time is clearly and obviously no accident. And what is going to happen is this movie will trigger a lot of interest, a lot of discussion and debate about the alien presence exactly as it's meant to do. And it will be, all of it, including the government disclosure, it will be a misdirection, this film certainly is, a misdirection of what's actually happening. And what is that? That we have a reality that we think is real, we think is solid and physical, when actually it's not. And more scientists are beginning to grasp that fact, not least through quantum physics, but also through the increasing realization that this reality is some kind of simulation. And it is. And it's being created to enslave us by enslaving our perception. Everything is control of perception, because from perception comes behavior. And where does perception come from? It comes from information received. And this is what censorship is all about. This is what directing the narrative is all about. It's about manipulating perception to see reality, self, the world in the way that this force wants us to see it. And so this is a very significant addition to that with this Spielberg movie. And it's no surprise to me whatsoever that it's a complete misdirection of the truth. It's also, watching it, a very cheesy story, a very not credible story, and involves the sudden release of fantastic numbers of videos that have been hacked by people who want to get the message out, and then it's put out right across the networks. I don't think somehow, I feel it in my water, that would happen. But that's my immediate reaction to the Disclosure Day movie. It's a psyop, it's a misdirection, and it's being put out there in conjunction with these disclosure footage releases by the Trump regime. And together, they are meant to misdirect you from what's really going on, which is, yes, there is a non-human force. And it's been manipulating human society all along by creating a fake reality that has become known as the Matrix, the simulation. And that is what they don't want you to know.
Well, real quick, let me hit the appreciate the raid from Big Red One Guy. I see we got down. We got Greg Ohio popped in the chat. We appreciate y'all being here. That last part with him, like, because of the Trump regime and all that, I think he's thinking too small right there. Especially Spielberg started filming this movie. He didn't do it last year. He's been doing it for a minute. Been a few years. So all this has been in the works. Of course, I'm lean, two parties, still hoping for the two parties, or there's there's some nuance to the two parties, but on the big global side of things, I do believe that they're all on the same page, working together. No, they've been planning on something like this for a while. That's the reason they started, back in 16, they start having hearings. I think it was 16, 17, and maybe it was probably during Trump's administration, so maybe that's part of it. Anything's possible, but you know, I do believe, like I said, I do believe this is all a psyop coming. There's a big distractions coming. Some bullshit. It is coming down the line. Absolute. What's up, hiker? Appreciate you being here. Oh, we won't get popped on this one. We shouldn't get popped. I don't know. This was an interesting story. I put it in under my alien folder, and I actually got a bunch of stuff. Actually, I've been building up the last couple of weeks because we had the 100th episode. I never touched my videos I had on hand just in case stuff went sideways. And I had a whole bunch of videos I saved last week just in case. But we had a great show with Derek, so I didn't need none. And so I have lots and lots of content. We can go for a while and stay, kind of stay on this side. We'll touch base with some global politics and stuff, I guess, later. We might get there. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. But this is interesting.
Probably the most interesting story that I'm in any way kind of close to is from that region of the world, and this is a whole nother can of worms, but it's so weird. It's demonic possession. We had a guy. I worked with him very closely for a super smart guy, great guy, awesome dude, awesome soldier, and he got possessed by a demon. He started speaking in tongues. He knew everything about everybody. He could speak different languages. He knew everything about everybody's life. He knew all their sins. He knew all the sins people did, even from their childhood.
What?
He got taken to the medical system before they knew it. He was out of the medical system, and he was with the padre, the priest that comes along on some military missions. They did what do you call that when you cleanse the demon from what do you call
exorcism?
They did an exorcism. They sent him back to Canada. He's now watched by the church. He has to go and check in with the church every week. I don't know what to tell you, Joe. There's a lot I don't know, but yeah. And the crazy thing is the priest who did the exorcism said he knew the demon. He'd already he'd already done the exorcism like 3 or 4 times
on different people.
Yeah, that demon was like popping in and out of guys. Yeah. So Joe, I don't know what's going on in the world. I'm an arm wrestler. Okay,
but this guy knew things about you.
No, I wasn't on the tour, but the unit's very small. Okay, all the guys who were there, I have very close personal relationships with, and there's no reason for me not to trust them. And this is and the guy who had it done to him, I'm very close with. Like he comes over he was my stall partner. Okay, and I see him all
when
the
you
time.
say had it done to the guy who was possessed.
Yes,
you knew him.
I know him very well.
And what did he say about it?
Yeah, he doesn't like it very much. Yeah, it scared him a lot. Yeah.
Does he recall being able to speak different languages?
Yeah, he can remember it. Yeah, he can remember.
But he can't speak those languages anymore.
No, it was like he was aware of everything happening, but he was a visitor. He was like there for the ride.
Whoa.
Yeah. Apparently, when it started, he was freezing. He was locking up, and then he was locking, and then he started speaking in tongues, and then he was like fully. Joe, it's weird stuff out there, man. There's a lot of things that we don't understand, right? And I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. It wasn't me, but I trust the story because I know the people. I know them. I know them very. I could hook you up with them. You want to talk to them? Tell you.
I'm nervous.
Tell you all about it.
I don't think I would.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long was he possessed for?
He was possessed, I think, for a couple of weeks, maybe like a week or 10 days, something like that. Wasn't super long, but he was all messed up afterwards. Like he was done working after that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He retired?
Medical.
Wow.
Yep.
But psychologically, like it wasn't like he had a schizophrenic break. So whatever it was, he came back from.
I don't know that schizophrenia can explain the languages.
No.
I don't know that.
No, I don't think it can. But what I'm saying is they didn't diagnose him as having.
No, the diagnosis was he had to go to church.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Right? Isn't that wild?
That's so crazy.
That's one of the craziest ones that I've seen personally.
Have you heard of other experiences like that where people have been possessed?
That's it.
Well, you would think that if a demon was going to visit someone, war would be the place to visit them.
And that's an ancient. That was in Iraq. That was in Erbil.
Wow.
Okay. And I mean, that's an ancient part of the world.
Yeah.
So whatever's like history is long and misunderstood. And something's going on. Something's going on. I can't explain it. And I've kind of just been like, I'm kind of like, at this point in my life, I'm like, whatever. I know I don't know everything. I'm just gonna do wrist curls in my basement for next time. Yeah, he's awesome. Martin, if you're watching, come over. Let's party. Yeah. I love this guy.
Does he talk about it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I'm so curious about it.
Do you think he would come on here and tell a story?
Yep.
Really?
Sure. Of course.
Jeez.
Of course he would.
I'm nervous. You nervous, Jamie? Are you nervous, Jamie?
Yeah.
Yeah, history's misunderstood. I agree with you there. Matt's out. What's up, Cecilia? Appreciate you being here. I just seen that. I don't know why. I didn't know where to put it really, but I guess because everybody's throwing demons in together with the aliens, I threw it in my alien folder. But I just appreciate you popping in. Hope you get some rest, Cecilia. But yeah, that was just interesting to seeing somebody just started telling everybody's history and stuff. That'd been freaky. I wouldn't know what to think. I think they can be. I still, I think that's why you got to be cautious of what you put yourself in, the situations you put yourself in. Like the story, like The Devil Made Me Do It, like documentary and stuff, talking about where the guy, and it had that demon possess a child, and the guy turned around and yelled at the demon and told him, leave the child alone. You can use me, and when he did that, it stopped for a while, and then turn around. And then several months later, all of a sudden, got his usage out of him, had him kill somebody. Then boop, he was gone. Released the person. It did his evil work. And just crazy. Yeah. We might live in the Twilight Zone, Charlie. I thought this was pretty cool.
The dark forces have tipped the scales to their side, which looks like they're winning at this point. The reason they're not going to win is because they're not in charge. It doesn't make any difference how high or how great they think they are. They're not in charge. Now, the people the beings that are in charge or the forces that created the Earth. You can call it the great creator, you can call it energy, you can call it light source. But if you look at, for example, in the Zuni mythology and the creation myth, It was not some machine or some being or some nuts and bolts type thing that came or a crate to computer type. It was a light source that came, and the only reason that we know about, that he had emissaries that took, well, maybe they did all the menial labor, so to speak. And that's, again, that's all Indian tribes have that twin warrior mythology in their religious makeup. But the basic thing that occurs, or a question that you're asking, is that they've always been here. The people that are the keepers and the watchers, they've always been here, and the white men call them angels. They call other things throughout the different peoples of the world. But they've always been here. The only thing that they do not do is they don't make themselves visible. They have, the activity has created today because of the turmoil that's happening. You've heard of a lot of paranormal activities that come around, and some of these beings can, especially in the flying saucer group, that they actually can walk through those walls there. I mean, and you've heard so many stories, and they're factual in many cases, of flying saucers flying right into a mountain, because to them it doesn't mean anything, nothing to them. In the Zuni world, we call them the raw people, because they're so supernatural, and they got the cosmic magic that they can do anything. They can appear right here and stand right here next to me, and they can disappear, and instantaneously they'll be on the other side of the world. I mean, this is some technology that we have no understanding about yet. It's always been here. As far as things that are happening right now throughout the whole world, it's because that's the one that man created with the help of the dark forces. And if you really want to come right down to it, in the Pueblo and the Indian world, where I'm from, they call that witchcraft.
It's interesting hearing stories of elders and stuff like that, Indian elders, and have the same stories. That's why it's always like, I have believed in, UFOs and stuff like that, because I mean, there's too many stories from different people from the same thing. Indian ancestors for sure had talked and told stories for millennia of all these type of things happening. So makes you wonder. What's up, Blake? Yep, by myself. What's up, Nightmare? Yeah, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe for more wonderful content. I'll try. And I wonder, I show videos with Luna, represented Luna for a bunch. And I wonder, we talked about it on here on the show, or, well, I don't know. No, I think I talked about it on another show, on another panel. But now, I wonder if they're using Representative Luna for like misinformation. You got a fresh face, you got a pretty face, you got a woman out here talking all this stuff, and it's like I said, just a distraction. I don't know.
Scientists that have come into SCIFs to brief us.
Okay. Who work for the government or
had worked or were contractors.
Okay.
Is that these things, whatever the phenomenon exists, that they don't believe that they operate in the realm that we can understand currently. So the term that they use is interdimensional. Now,
and this is used
this
repeatedly.
is used repeatedly by the witness scientists that have come in.
So they're pushing that interdimensional no. Makes me wonder, you know. Makes me wonder for sure. What in the world is going on? And, you know, especially since they had like all the preachers and stuff come down and supposed to be trying to get their congregations ready for this disclosure. Like I said, it's all so neat, and it just makes me ask questions. Just makes me ask questions, though, which I'm gonna ask questions anyway. But then, especially you got preachers like this.
Exorcist told me he thought that this person was possessed by aliens. I'm going, what? That's nonsense. That aliens, if there are aliens, don't possess people. That's nonsense. Again, it's demons trying to hide and trying to manipulate and disguise themselves. Exorcist told me.
No. They're trying to come push them together. You know, we had J.D. Vance come out there and talking about it. He thought the aliens were demons, and they're trying to push everything into one little box. I don't know. That's an interesting story right here. Wow.
Posso sair pra fora da minha casa lá na frente, eu não posso nem ver os bichinhos. Não posso fazer nada, tem monte de gente aqui. Parece uns zumbis, querem... Ai, gente, os carros pretos, tudo escuro. Gente, eu tô com muito medo, sério, eu nunca tive tanto medo na minha vida, nem o dia do Alien. Eu tô sozinho, gente, sozinho. Posso...
Supposedly, maybe seen the Men in Black come park outside his house and strange lights down in Brazil. Which there's been some weird stuff going on down in South America. I think this has been doing testing down there. Yeah, directly related to the movie plot too. That is very good comment there, Matt. I thought this was crazy.
Oh, ghosts! Holy moly!
I had no idea what in the world that is. Yeah, James.
And in today's world, that's really something. But even in these, even in some of the documentations that I'm seeing, there's a lot to do with even portals. And I'm interested in more information of that coming out as well. But even to be in a congressional hearing and have enough information to ask the question, is there breeding between these biological beings and humans? You know, that needs to be answered. And I got a lot of heat from local papers at home and some folks, but we're just asking the questions. If someone is going to come to congressional offices and say that they have seen it, that they have been a part of it, and are read into these programs, then it's worth an investigation. And all of these agencies, even the contractors, when they are too big to answer to government, when they were too big to answer to Congress, the entity that created them and gives them funding, then it's clear that they're too big. And we have got to rein that in and have more accountability.
You know, what you started out with saying that you had heard somebody saying that they believed in the government, or they believed in the alien program or disclosure before the government started talking about it.
Not to stop too much. Yeah. Code's future, I don't know. Some of it I think is BS. I think some of it is an absolute distraction. I do think it's going to have a modified Project Bluebeam is on the way, for sure. It's just everything, like I said, everything's lined up. Everything's coming together. This neat little package with a little bow. Everybody's talking about all this stuff. No, there's getting more. You're almost hearing more about UFOs and stuff on the main news than you are about the war or anything else right now. So it's like, all right, why is it so up front now? For years, it was ha ha ha, if they even brought it up or even thought about it. Now everything's like definite. Yes, we have this. Yes, we're doing this. Yes. And like, again, it's just, as I keep saying, it's like, why now? What is the point of the reasoning behind it right now? Yeah, I have heard it, it looked at that way. That demons are disembodied Nephilim spirits. It says not to be confused with fallen cherubim and the 1/3 of God's angels that fell, Unless you listen to like some of them old videos from the Mormons. Man, there's some wild videos. Their thought process on it is like, what? I was doing, just pop it up. Let's see. Why am I having internet trouble?
Like, we're releasing a lot of information.
And it's like, all this is coming
Like,
out.
we're releasing a lot of information having to do with extraterrestrial things, and people are totally fascinated by it. It's amazing. I wasn't sure if they would enjoy it. It's literally trending #1. Can you believe it? So, like, we're...
It's just like, the alien.gov, absolutely troll website. They're just, everything's coming out. Everything's coming out.
We are in possession of these crafts. What are we doing with them?
Yeah, Jesse, thanks for having me. I did testify in 2024 in November for the record and under oath that our government is in possession of material, exotic material that is not ours and possibly originates from somewhere else. And then I was also followed by other folks as well in later testimony who have discussed non-biological remains that were biological remains, non-human biological remains that were retrieved from some of these crashes.
So when you, I guess, were speaking to these people that talked about non-human biological remains, what did they describe?
Well, Jesse, to be honest with you, when I was at the Pentagon and I was part of the Pentagon's UFO investigation team called ATIP, I was more of a nuts and bolts guy. We did have experts, scientists, and medical doctors that were looking into the biologic aspects. And by the way, this goes way back, way before my time even. We're talking literally the late 1940s. And if you look at this latest document drop and video drop that this administration has authorized for release, there is an absolute treasure trove of information contained in this second tranche of information.
Well, what do you think? What stands out to you?
Oh my gosh, Jesse, how much time do you have? I mean, we could be here all day. The reality is that this is a topic that our government has been taking very seriously for a very long time, would go to extreme lengths to try to cover it up. And this administration means business. This administration is the first administration in my memory that's actually delivering on a promise to be more transparent and open with the American public about this topic. Look, this document, this last document tranche that was released, you had documents going back to the late 1940s, demonstrating very clearly that the UAP, or what was known in the vernacular, the UFO phenomenon, is very real, and it is certainly a national security issue. These things have been encountered over controlled U.S. airspace, and frankly can outmaneuver anything that we had and still have.
Yeah, and they're still dropping like not very good redacted videos and everything. What's up, Bad Nurse? I did see that CERN, I had to go look it up real quick. CERN is closing down on top of everything else that's going in the world today. Here's a fun fact I found. Supposedly CERN is going to close down June 29th and stop and won't crank back up until June of 2030. They've had shutdowns before, and of course they had a bunch of, last time they shut down, it was between 18 and 22, and we know what happened all during 18 to 22. We had some hellacious stuff happen. So, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's fine, James. Everything is fine. We'll be all right.
We are in.
On whatever species have been piloting these crafts. How are they large? Are they multiple species? Are they like, what was their size, and how many are usually on a craft?
They're typically the multiple species. People are familiar with the Greys, the Nordics. People have talked about reptilians and insectoids. It's not that they're reptilian or insectoid, it's that they resemble to the recipient of reptile or an insect type human, because they have this head and forelimbs and torso.
So, large, small?
Human size, human scale.
And are there how many are crewed?
Well, the Greys I'm familiar with from investigating the crash at Corona, which is misnamed the crash at Roswell. It's not the crash at Roswell, it's the crash at Corona, Mexico. Those were Greys, those were the Nordics are typically human size, probably 5, 6 feet tall. And same with the people who mislabel reptilian insectoid, they're roughly that height too. I haven't heard anything about anything 7 or 8 feet.
What?
Like the what at the end? What? What in the blue hell? Yeah, alien DNA found inside humans. And yeah, that's I've seen a few people say this right here, not just this person, but I've seen a bunch of them turn around and say that the reasoning before, like 23andMe and all that kind of stuff, Ancestry.com, was to get everybody's DNA and before they can track us and see who's actual got some alien DNA in our systems. Which, of course, they say if you got blue eyes, then you might. It's only like 6,000 years old of having people with blue eyes. So maybe people with blue eyes are aliens. I don't know. Well, who knows? Who knows anymore?
Have we made any agreements with any of the aliens? Do you have a sense of, the species?
I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa. I've been everywhere now. Johnny Cash is going to get us. Johnny Cash is going to get us. Let me pull off aliens for a little bit. That's some more weird stuff. This right here kind of pisses me off. Let y'all hear this story. If it pisses you off too, send a letter to or email to the Arizona State University and cuss some SOBs out. Leave this old man alone.
The offer, I think, on the table was 800,000, and I can't move it for 800,000. And then you got to take down all the stuff around it. You got to pay for the land where it goes to. It's not realistic.
On behalf of ASU, the Arizona Board of Regents has now filed a lawsuit in Maricopa County Superior Court seeking eminent domain authority over property owned by Young. According to a statement we received from ASU, it reads in part, quote, "The university made several offers to the owner to purchase the parcel, including options allowing for the house to be moved. The university's final offer was based on an appraisal prepared by an experienced state-certified appraiser, a copy of which was provided to the property owner. The offers were not accepted, a decision Young can't seem to comprehend."
I mean, it's hard to believe that this house has been either here or where the manhole cover was for 124 years. And that should be, I would think somebody in ASU or the city of Phoenix would say, hey, look this is a huge mistake you're making.
ASU offered this guy $850,000, but he keeps denying them because it says it's just too expensive to move and it's unrealistic due to the high cost of relocation. But there's another issue here that's being ignored, and that's the significance of this home. It's one of the last surviving pre-statehood residential buildings in central Phoenix. That means it's older than Arizona's 1912 statehood. So this has a huge historical significance. It's been on the Phoenix Historic Property Register since 1990. And they want to tear it down to build a medical facility.
Yeah, I'm like, if I actually, I tweeted ASU. Said, fuck you, ASU. Leave that old man alone. Like, it's ridiculous. If you try to move a house and all the permits, I mean, and that's not, he didn't even make it the concept of the permits and stuff. You got to get permits to move the house. And then if he was going to try to save the house, you have to move the house and turn around and, like I said, buy land to put the house on, have it ready for the house to be there, then move the house, the whole process. He had to move all his stuff out, put in storage, move his house, which is not a quick, fast thing to do, with all the permits. I bet it would. It probably cost over $1 million for him to move that house. That's how far away he had to buy the land to put it. The farther away, the more it costs. Just sad. Leave that house alone. That house has been there longer than Arizona's been a state. Leave the house alone. Thought this was an interesting video I found.
Excuse me, we've got to change lenses here, play organ music, and there. See the little. What do you think? You have any idea? It's a pinky finger. All right.
It has to do with the occult.
It does.
Yes, it does. That's the truth. I am fascinated by the occult because I think there are too many things in this world that go unexplained. And this happens to be, and I've been involved for the past decade and a half or so. And this is one of the signs of a person who's involved in the occult. That's all. I wish I could make it more mysterious, but I can't. But I think you know that I have been a Jew for 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I follow the theology of Judaism.
That doesn't conflict at all
with being interested in the occult? No, it wouldn't interfere. I'm not getting involved in it. I don't hold rituals and all of that jazz. That's not what I'm talking about. But reading about it, I find fascinating. I want to know what the Bermuda Triangle is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really interested. And it's like reading ancient history. There's always a mystery about it. And I think I'm more involved in that than anything else. I don't want to give anybody the wrong impression that I go like this here, zap, and you gone, you know.
What about your getting into a satanic religion? Believing in the devil?
No. I didn't say I got into it. I said I was involved with it. And I was involved with Satanism based upon the fact that I found the subject matter fascinating to read about. And I got involved in it, as we discussed at dinner. But when it got too heavy, I split.
Holly weird. More random stuff. Very interesting. Erica Kurt's parents at a Temple of Set ritual. Nothing to see here either. Don't worry about that. Nothing to see here. Her dad kind of favors J.D. Vance, doesn't he? Huh. Come on, dang it. There we go. Yeah, GoldenEye. I was wondering who was going to get it. Nightmare got to the game. Yeah, it's, the pause music during the game. I want to throw this one out here tonight. This is my random folder, if y'all wondering, if y'all hadn't got to see the little corner up there. This is just random mess. What do y'all think about the theory of Noah's Ark and everything was over here in the United States and not over there in the Middle East? Because of Gopher.
So have you ever heard the story of Noah's Ark? Do you know what it was made out of? The Bible says that it was made out of gopher wood. What if I told you that that specific tree grows nowhere else in the world except Georgia and Florida? Wait. Why isn't it in Israel or in Africa or any other places where Bible stories took place? Because if Georgia and Florida are the only place where this specific tree grows, that changes everything that we know about the Bible. But that's not the only thing. And what if I told you that the river that is described in Genesis chapter 2 that came out of the Garden of Eden, there's a theory that suggests that that river is the Mississippi River. It's not the Nile River because the Nile River only connects to 3 rivers, but the Mississippi River connects 7. And natives have always referred to it as the father of waters. I am straight up tripping right now because I'm putting 2 and 2 together and I'm searching and I'm finding more and more. And that theory that's going around right now is that this nation, the United States, is suggested to be the Bible's promised land. No, I'm not making any claims. No, I'm not saying that's the truth, but it does beg the question, can it be?
Now, but I'm not saying it's true. But is it possible? Anything's possible. If you look up the gopher wood and everything, if you start digging into it, I know I've done a little curiosities on it. And it was like, it said that, it was unknown what it was. But, it could be just, it could be up there with the Tartaria and mud flood and more distractions. I don't know. Oh, another random note. This is kind of cool. So if you got a disability to actually have a bowling ball, so you can grab it like a, suitcase and roll it.
This is one of the most special bowling balls in the world. If you look closely, instead of holes, it has a handle attached. You might wonder how a ball with a handle could roll properly, but it turns out this ball is specially designed for people with disabilities, and the moment the ball touches the lane, the handle automatically folds in, allowing it to roll just like a regular bowling ball. This is one of the most...
That's pretty cool, I think. I had to share this video too. This guy's like, oops. He realized he messed up fast. Look at all them crabs. He's lucky he didn't get chomped up. Yeah, they probably threw some food off in there. Yeah, the big muddy river is she's a powerful thing. It's an amazing thing. I thought this was funny here. Anthony Bourdain. I'm over here like he's Cajun. Bourdain. But this is pretty funny with him describing. I know some people didn't like him whatsoever. Other ones, whatever. But it is it's pretty funny. Him describing Waffle House.
It is indeed marvelous. An irony-free zone where everything is beautiful and nothing hurts. Where everybody, regardless of race, creed, color, or degree of inebriation, is welcomed. Its warm yellow glow, a beacon of hope and salvation, inviting the hungry, the lost, the seriously hammered all across the South to come inside. A place of safety and nourishment. It never closes. It is always faithful, always there for you.
Waffle House, always there for you. And the amazing thing on Waffle House, especially down by the coast, or the ones that don't know, especially ones if you live up north or out west or whatever. If the storm or anything is coming bad enough and the Waffle House is closed, it's a sign that, you need to run. Now here's some more controversy to throw it out there with the gopher wood. Not that I partake in into it, I guess you'd say, or believe it. But 900-year-old French church artwork shows Eden's forbidden fruit as a giant mushroom instead of apple. I've heard fig, but this is the first time I've heard yeah, Dave's Waffle House, only one there in the UK. But I don't know. I've heard fig because just the way that it is, what's out there. The apple was just a translation. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, hiker. Yeah, the only way Waffle House closes is if it's unless they just don't have no staff. Let's see. Throw some. Yeah, let me scroll down. We're gonna go backwards. That last one is gonna. It does kind of, psychedelic mushrooms. Whoa, little moth. What just laid on my head? No, all right. Check this out. If y'all haven't seen this yet. The kids are acting up. You can buy one of these robots. Poor kid. I'm probably gonna get popped for that music. I don't know what I was doing. We'll get popped for the music. All right. Because of that video. Yeah, the blue hair don't make it so creepy. Because of that video, this one came out. Of course, it's AI and it's funny, but
Do your children talk back, ignore you, and generally treat you like piece of shit?
I'm not leaving until you buy it for me! Hate you! You can't tell me what to do!
For thousands of years, parents have no solution. Until now, with Unit Tree G1. Our patented technology ensure your kids never misbehave again. Because if they do, they get shit beaten out of them.
The G1 brought our family closer together than ever. Isn't that right, sweetheart?
I love spending time with my parents.
Leave me the hell alone, Dad! I'm not picking up shit! You're literally the worst! I mean, yes, sir. I'll clean my room right away.
We promise the G1 will make your child behave, or your money back, guaranteed. Unit Tree not responsible for bodily harm, property damage, emotional trauma, or loss of parental authority.
yeah, I don't doubt Marie. It's just funny. Some of them kids, though, you can see them, they acting up at the hell at the store now. Throwing down big ass tantrums and stuff. Shoot. I would have got 2 ass whoopings. This is interesting here. We kind of.
I can walk on this omnidirectional floor in any direction I want. It will automatically do whatever it needs to have me stay on the floor. And what's amazing about this is multiple people can be on it and all walking independently. They can walk in virtual reality and so many other things. I can walk on.
That'd be neat to have VR. Especially if you're using VR and stuff like that. What are you doing, cat? Damn, Apple.
Okay, so in September 2016, Apple stood on a stage in San Francisco and said something that made millions of people genuinely angry.
Courage.
Courage. They called it courage. To remove a hole. Now, 10 years later, I want to tell you what was actually going on. Because it was never about courage. It wasn't about your phone being thinner. And it definitely wasn't for you. Here's something almost nobody knows. The headphone jack, invented in 1877, before the car, before the airplane, before electric light bulbs were even, common in homes. It was designed for telephone switchboard operators, those women you see in old photos plugging cables into giant boards. And that exact connector, basically unchanged, survived world wars, the Walkman, the iPod, 50 years of consumer electronics, without a single meaningful complaint. It needed zero power, zero pairing, zero battery, zero latency. You plugged it in, it worked. Every single time. Apple gave 3 reasons, and each one collapses like a wet napkin the second you actually look at it. Reason 1, thinner phones. Sure, except the iPhone 7, the first one without a jack, was actually thicker than the iPhone 6. Look it up. Reason 2, water resistance. Okay, so the Sony Xperia Z3 had full IP68 waterproofing, the highest rating in 2014, 2 years before Apple removed the jack. And it kept the jack. Sony figured it out. Funny how that works. Reason 3, better audio. This one is just genuinely insulting. Bluetooth compresses audio. Every audiophile on the planet knows this. The 3.5mm jack plays uncompressed. So they replaced better audio with worse audio and called it an upgrade. So if none of those reasons are real, what is? Let's do something radical. Let's follow the money. 3 months. 3 months after they removed the headphone jack, Apple launched AirPods. priced at $159. That timing isn't a coincidence. That's a business plan. AirPods went from zero to a $15 billion a year business. 15 billion. That's bigger than Spotify. That's bigger than Twitter was at its peak. And it literally could not exist, not at that scale, if your phone still had the old port. And here's the part nobody talks about enough. Apple has a licensing program called MFI, Made for iPhone. Every company that wants to make a Lightning or USB-C headphone has to pay Apple. Every single one. The 3.5 millimeter jack, completely open standard. No license, no fee, no Apple getting a cut. Now, Samsung. Oh, Samsung. They ran entire ad campaigns mocking Apple for this. There's a Samsung ad where their own employee tells iPhone users they need a dongle. Then, a double dongle. The internet loved it. Samsung removed their headphone jack in 2019, quietly, with no press release, no explanation, no courage speech. They just did it. And then deleted those ads from their YouTube channel. Every major Android manufacturer followed within 2 years, almost like they all got the same memo. But here's the part that no tech review ever says out loud. This wasn't just about headphone revenue. This was about lock-in. Your AirPods work best. Auto connect, instant switch, battery shown on screen, only on Apple devices. If you ever want to leave iPhone, you're also leaving your headphones. Your earbuds are now a switching cost. They didn't remove a port. They added a subscription to your ears. One you didn't notice you were signing up for. They said it took courage to remove the headphone jack. And maybe they were right. It takes a certain kind of courage to look your customers in the eye, tell them it's for their benefit, and charge them $159 for what they already had. On this channel, we pull apart ordinary things the world just accepted.
Yeah, it's crazy. Don't forget to watch too, so if you want to switch over and leave the whole platform, you gotta get a whole different watch, you gotta get a whole new headset. Yeah. I wish you could say F them all, but we can't. Apple for sure. SpaceX has start doing AI centers up in space.
It. The more challenging part is figuring out how do you get the power for it, and that's where a lot of what we've worked on for existing like Starlink technology, the solar arrays, are what we want to utilize that expertise to be able to build a satellite that can actually launch the critical components of the data center into space itself. We like to look at this and say, like, what is the actual engineering problem here? And it's really a combination of delivering power and then taking the waste heat and energy away and sending it into the vacuum of space, as you mentioned.
This is our AI1, if you guys want to walk us through.
Yeah. So the first thing that we're really looking at here is like, first you've got to make something compelling, right? And we thought that the right place to start is around the 150 kilowatt like peak power level. But as we look at the workloads with our experience with XAI, we get to actually see that we can also support about 120 kilowatts of average compute. There's a difference.
Yeah. What we're showing here is kind of a draft version of the version 1 of the SpaceX AI satellite, an AI1, I guess you could call it. And seems like a reasonable place to start is 150 kilowatts peak power, 120 kilowatts sustained power, and to give you a sense of what does that actually look like in terms of the size of the radiators, size of the solar panels. The assumptions here are 250 watts per square meter for the solar array, and about 1,400 watts per square meter for the radiators. So the radiators, these are double-sided. Radiators are radiating both sides. They're oriented knife edge to the sun, and it's 1,400 watts per square meter is a very achievable goal. Over time, we think we can probably do above 250 watts per square meter and above 1,400 watts per square meter for the solar panels and radiators, respectively. But this gives you like Yeah, prism is pretty much what the satellite's going to look like.
Yeah.
It's a lot of solar panels, radiator, and then everything else is pretty small by comparison.
And these are like evolutions of things that we have actually already launched in our Starlink constellation to date.
Yeah.
That's really, I think, the cool part to me is that we're looking at solar technology that we already are going to use on the V3 Starlink vehicle. So I'm like really excited to then just take those and make it bigger.
Yeah, part of what we want to convey here is that there's not some magic that's necessary that doesn't exist for the AI satellites. As Ian said, a lot of this is technology we've already made for the Starlink V3 satellites.
China's going to put them in the water. Elon's going to put them in space. Yeah, the world's first trillionaire. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. See how well this goes. And speaking of AI centers, check out this guy. He's definitely an AI. He could be.
My name is Doug Seavey. I live at 3392 64th Street, Halo, Iowa. I've called the mayor and suggested that I get put on some kind of a committee because I'm Halo's resident expert. I build data centers. I own data centers. I built the first private data center in the state of Iowa, and everything that Google is telling you is BS. I have a data center right now that's running in Hiawatha, and I have been there 14 years and have never used 1 gallon of water. What Google isn't telling you is they don't want to use the technology because it costs more. They're going to burn through the water, and when it's done, and they don't care. Then they'll put the money in. And so I can guarantee you, if you guys want to start a committee, I'll volunteer because I'm the expert. I build them. I'm working on one right now. I'm working on one in Milwaukee. I live here, and if I told you on the phone, I called you and talked to you, and I said, you should really let me help you. I never heard anything back. And I warned you. I said, my well goes dry. I'm coming after you because I know what's going on. And you can't do this. You guys have to say no water. They don't have to have it. I mean, to give you an idea, you people, how many people in here have heard of Unity Point Health? Okay, all right. I have 100% of their IT in my data center, and I've never used a gallon of water. And I'm the most efficient data center in the world. So this is all crap, and you guys don't want to listen. In fact, I called you and said, maybe we should talk. Never heard back from you. So if you guys want to put a committee together, you can call me. I'll tell you the truth, and I can explain everything to you how this works, because they're lying to you. Big time. There's absolutely no reason to use a gallon of water. And the same thing on the efficiency of the electricity. They're doing the cheapest way they can. All they want to do is get the gravy, and when it turns to shit, they're gone. Google is not our friend. So anybody wants to talk to me, I'll sit over here afterwards and I'll explain it to you. So if you would like, I would be more than happy to be on your committee to work on this, because I am the expert. I build them. I know. Thanks.
Thank you, Doug.
Let's hope nothing happens to that guy. We knew there could be a better way of doing the damn thing. It's got to be a better way of doing it. Them just drinking water, and it's not even, I worked for a mining company for a long, long time. We use water every day to wash rocks and separate. So we separate the rocks from the sand and everything. That water got recycled, put right back into another lake, cleared up. It went to another lake, then went to another lake, and by the time and then hit the third lake, everything, the water's back clear, and then they run it back to the plant. They didn't pump water out of the damn ground. Unless they absolutely, they had a big drought and they had to pump some water or something like that. That was very rare. It's the same thing. There's ways of doing this, but they're truly trying to fuck us. I don't know whatever word you could use for it, truly. Because once they used up all the water, then we're over here fighting for water and looking like what movie was that they were fighting? Post-apocalyptic movies and stuff like that. No. I have seen some good positive things. I've seen where a lot of people, a lot of places, and a lot of data centers got shut down. So they're actually the people getting out and going, hey, no, the communities, the politicians in the communities, and all of them work together. I know I've seen some, though, where the politicians, no matter, everybody voted against it, and the politicians in the area let them come in. And then they got voted out. Yeah, Waterworld. I think Waterworld was the one I'm thinking, Mr. W. They're fighting for clean water and stuff. There's plenty of clean water for us to drink for a long, long, long time. The only bad thing is it replenishes itself, but it takes thousands of years. I know they said a few years ago, Memphis has some of the best tasting water in the nation. They say. Because it goes so deep, and so the aquifer is so deep, and that the water we're drinking then a few years ago was the rain that hit the ground during Jesus' time. So like 2,000 years it took that water to work through that sand and pull out the bad stuff and hit the aquifer. And it's like, we don't, we still gonna be here in 2,000 years? No. It might not be that long, Count. I think 2030 is when we're gonna have to watch some stuff. 2030 is gonna be the one. What time is it now? 1:43. Oh, we got. We'll keep on rock and rolling. We'll hit some politics. I do want to talk about some of the stuff over here across the pond.
Running.
Crazy stuff going on.
For their lives. Immigrant families targeted in East Belfast in one of the worst nights of violence seen in Northern Ireland in over a decade. Police resources heavily stretched as chaos unfolded on the streets. The protest began shortly before 7 p.m, with many turning violent instantly. This was the scene on the Newton Ards Road, where a glider bus was hijacked and set alight. Just a short distance away,
right, Count.
Cars and homes were torched, with many of the residents fleeing for their lives. Elsewhere, in Cloughfern, close to 800 people gathered where they hijacked cars and threw petrol bombs at police. These were the scenes off the Crumlin Road in the north of the city. It was here that masked men swept through the streets, setting cars alight and torching homes. Police responded, but on most occasions, it was too late to save property. The fire service said that it dealt with 256 calls. This resulted in attendance at 62 separate incidents. The fear is that violence could continue to run for several nights. Running.
No, I think Ireland about to have. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong being optimistic. And I mean, I hope it don't get to that point. I really don't think. I see Carl talking about in Scotland, they're going to be putting 12 data centers in Scotland. It's crazy. And the one of them, the power equipment is the uses of every single dwelling in the country. And it's like, where are they going to get this magical power at? Our infrastructure can't handle it. Unless they're going to start making nuclear power plants, or the mini ones, which they had talked about, and start digging holes and dropping nuclear power plants everywhere to run their own self. I mean, the communities really need to step up and go, hey, look, hey, you can come in here, whatever, and get all this noise pollution, you get us all this other stuff. But y'all got to power yourself. We can't put it on our own grid. Summertime is here. It's about to show. Yeah, I had my power out for over a day a couple of weeks ago, and this was one of the main transform lines coming from the TVA come down and broke. Our infrastructure can't handle it. It can't. And fun thing, and I wonder on that Nostradamus, the CO2 is supposed to be coming off these things, and they've been crying about CO2. Monique Waffle House is coming back to haunt people. Green. It's amazing that all of a sudden climate, the climate warriors are so quiet now. They're non-existent. And now we're creating and allowing worse pollution than ever. The CO2 and everything, the heat coming off these things. That's why I wonder, like, man, are they elite? I wonder if the elite is are reptilian. You get my thoughts in my head, Maybe they are reptilian because, I don't know, maybe they want the damn planet to be so damn warm. It seems that way. On another note, I don't know if some of y'all seen some of this. Massey got on front of the Congress and was talking about the USS Liberty and talking about how Israel bombed them and tried to sink the ship, but it just wouldn't. I think 32 people died.
He got out in Mayday. Firefox. This is Rockstar. Under attack by unidentified surface and naval air units. Require immediate assistance.
The American Sixth Fleet was 500 miles away and picked up the signal. So did the Israeli armed forces. The attack stopped shortly afterwards.
And the note said, "Do you have casualties?"
It proves that Israeli commanders knew all along that they were attacking an American ship.
One of the radio men had taken reel of coax cable and ran it from one of the transmitters back there to that whip antenna, and took some shrapnel in the process. He got out a mayday. Firefox, Firefox, this is Rockstar. Under attack by unidentified surface and naval air units. Require immediate assistance.
The American Sixth Fleet was 500 miles away and picked up the signal. So did the Israeli armed forces. The attack stopped shortly afterwards. The American aircraft carriers were in the middle of a nuclear weapons drill and had to rearm with conventional bombs before they could take off. Once the Israelis knew the US jets were in the air, they summoned the American naval attaché and told him there had been a terrible mistake. The American planes were recalled. As they returned, Israeli helicopters flew out to the Liberty.
This one had some personnel from the Israeli government and the U.S. naval attaché. It dropped a brown paper sack on the deck in the forepart of the ship. Weighted down with an orange, had a business card in it. It landed right next to the severed leg of one of the deck personnel.
And the note said, "Do you have casualties?" Pretty obvious that there were casualties. I mean, there's still body parts and blood streaming down the bulkheads. So his message, "Do you have casualties?" was kind of out of place.
One of the sailors carried that sack back to the captain, and the captain took out the note and read it, looked up at the helicopter, and popped the social finger at him.
This audio tape, which has never been broadcast before, was recorded in real time by the Israeli military during the assault. The woman's voice in the background is counting down the seconds. It proves that Israeli commanders knew all along that they were attacking an American ship. At 11 minutes past 2, with the Israeli jets running out of ammunition, the pilots were instructed to fly down and confirm the identity of the ship. It was now 12 minutes past 2, and the Israeli control tower knew for certain this was an American ship, the same one its forces had first identified at 5:15 a.m. that morning, and then buzzed again during 7 additional reconnaissance flights throughout the day. The jets then pulled out, but 3 Israeli Navy motor torpedo boats were already on their way.
The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people.
Yeah, it's really sad. It is a miracle, Carl, because they threw everything they could at that ship. Absolutely everything they could at that ship, and it still wouldn't sink. And then them poor sailors were like told just to, hey, here's a few dollars, never talk about this again. Just crazy. Supposedly tonight they're dropping 49 Tomahawk missiles launched towards Iran. So supposedly that Iran is begging for us to stop. I don't know. the propaganda on both sides is very great. I hate to see, see these Christian areas getting demolished. A Templar castle being taken over by Israel. What in the hell is going on? What in the world is going on? This one right here was standing on business over there across the pond here.
You'll have your own strong viewpoints, but I believe that they can be civilly held. I don't think that wanting to ensure the future survival of my people is unacceptable or should be seen as offensive to other people. We have a right to our exclusive identity, our home, history, heritage, culture, and to exist as a people. Nobody has the right to take that from us. The people who are trying to take that from us are the extremists, in my opinion.
And I didn't think that feels at all like exclusive or kind of contradictory with this lovely man could make a home here, because he's a gift.
Well, how do we explain to 1 million white children that have been raped in racially and religiously motivated crimes by people of his community? How is my community supposed to reconcile the fact that they opened up their doors, gave refuge to people that said, please guys, come here for a better life, and then what do? Rape, rob, extort, terrorize, and kill our people, and you expect us not to be angry about that?
Yes, I recognize none of that in this lovely man, and in most.
But it is coming from his community against mine, and it's racially and religiously motivated by foreign peoples that have come into our country from our gratitude and kindness.
Rape is not an exclusively Asian thing. There are white folks who.
Yes, there are white men that rape. Yeah. There are rapists of all things. The difference is that this is a racially and religiously motivated act of genocide that is targeted against our people to cause our people's harm. In the Genocide Convention, it specifically states B means causing physical and mental harm to members of a specific group. So you're not going to argue with me that gang raping children is not going to cause them serious physical and mental harm. And the difference is there's been 1 million white children, 1 million white kids in the last few decades that have been raped by Muslim Pakistani men. It is targeted, and our community have a right to be angry. If it was any other country and any other peoples, they'd be burning down the homes and shoving you out the country. But because white people are so tolerant, so far all we've done is demos, but that will come to an end, and I assure you. And we don't involve ourselves in gratuitous violence and terrorism. We're white people. We desolate continents, we wipe out civilizations, and we start world wars. So far we've been tolerant. But you wait until that tolerance is gone, when the Anglo-Saxon no longer wishes to tolerate the rape, robbing, and extortion and theft of our identity. What's going to happen?
From Germany or from Britain? They were originally Dukes and Saxons or Angles from Germany.
The Anglo-Saxons are a mix of the Celts and the Saxons, all North and Western European white race people. We have no genetic difference in our composition. Europeans are all one brotherhood. Before that, there wasn't any black, browns, or Asians or anything else living in Britain. In fact, in the 1950s, it was less than 0.3% in Britain were foreign.
Syria, so what was Europe then? But even the definition, even the concept of Europe, Europa, European, was different 1,000 years ago. The Romans included Northern Africa, they included parts of Syria. So there's been a heritage of change. The terms are used, what is Europe, what is Britain, all this is constantly changed. And human beings have been moving.
At all. Britain has been known as Britain and Great Britain since the Romans, right?
Britons.
Okay, we can say the same, right? So your home doesn't exist. It's been populated by lots of people. There's no such thing as Asians or Pakistanis, and it'd be perfectly fine if we were to wipe you out. Let's take your lands, let's take your identity, let's rewrite your history so that you're not part of it and make you not exist. You know why? Because nations and people are so interchangeable that it doesn't matter if we genocide an entire peoples, because we're all the same, right?
Katie Fannin, Bubba Kate versus the state.
Even up here, you want your own laws. They're trying to get Sharia law in London, saying that they can't be.
I will let one of my colleagues continue. It was lovely to speak to you.
Fantastic.
And I am welcome to conversation.
What was you trying to get across there?
Well, when people think that we're being extreme or unacceptable, what's happening to us was applied to any other peoples in the world, it would be seen as a crime against humanity.
Absolutely.
Yet when our identity is stolen, when our children are raped, when terrorist attacks are happening against us and we protest, they call us the far right. Could you imagine if 1 million black girls had been raped in racially motivated offences by white men? That would be all over the news. We'd never hear the end of it. But 1 million white kids can be raped, and we're told if you talk about it, you're far right. They're coming over to our country and claiming what is ours, and what is exclusively ours, and then blaming us 300 years ago. Oh, well, you came into our countries. We came into their countries when they were underdeveloped. We raised their life expectancy and their standard of living. They come here to parasite off what is already a developed nation, and because of their hatred for us.
It is hatred.
And that's the difference.
It is hatred.
And yet they claim that us, defending our own people, saying that we have a right to exist, we have a right to a homeland, we have a right to our own history, heritage, culture. Suddenly we're the bad guys. But yet they advocate this all for themselves. So that's why I'm saying you can't say that we're being unreasonable when what you're advocating for your own people, you're saying we can't. So that's what I was trying to put across to that gentleman.
Fantastic. No,
Yeah, some of it is division and driving. It's always there's going to be division, and they're trying to divide the peoples. No matter over here in the United States, over in Europe, there's a lot of bad shit going on over there, though. And something is about to bad happen over there. Truly civil war. It really does look like it's about to crack open over there, and there's going to be a lot of people hurt, sadly. Right now in Belfast is...
I am sick to death of being told that anybody who stands up and says that is far right. It is common sense and nothing more. I don't know how many people contacted this show in the first hour, but there was one voice note that stood out. And before Richard Tice, wherever you are, just pin back your logos. This was Rob.
Morning, Jez. On my way to work, as normal. Listening to you talk about the thing that happened in Belfast last night, all the unrest. Well, yes, rightly, you shouldn't condone what happened. What else have people got to do? They're not listening. The political class are not listening. These people who are coming over here illegally, they're rapists, terrorists. They're coming over here. It's literally like putting a wolf in a sheep field. You are giving them a target-rich environment. You haven't vetted them. You've done nothing. All you've done is dump them in a place where they can wreak havoc. Where they come from, guess what? There's no law. If they can do literally whatever they like. They come over here, there's lawyers, of course, taxpayer funded, they get a nice cushy home, running water, Sky TV, gym memberships, bus passes. They can literally go where they want and create havoc. And when they do, the people that foisted them upon us, guess what? They say, don't get upset, don't do anything, don't go out and cause unrest. Well, I'll tell you what, mate, stop reaping, then you might not have to sow it, because this country is absolutely on the edge. They cannot take much more of people getting stabbed, raped, blown up, you name it. You foisted it upon us for the last 25, 30 years, ever since Blair said, I'm going to rub your noses in it. Well, guess what? What goes round comes round. And I think the political class have got a very, very, very big smack on the nose coming.
6 minutes past 7, we'll say a break.
Yeah, this is some bad shit about to break off, and it's crazy. Of course, Trump confirmed that they've been taking millions of barrels of oil over there in Iran, just doing operations over there and just stealing oil. You know.
Come down between that.
Oh, when the war is over?
Yes.
It's coming down.
I know you can't.
It's going to come down like a rock. And again, we're taking out millions, which I'm just announcing today for the first time. But we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil, millions of barrels. Every night we took out oil. But now I'm going to tell you because they just figured it out. So now that they figured it out, I can tell you. It was very hard for me. I wanted to say it so badly, but I didn't want to ruin it. But it was very hard. But millions of barrels of oil has come out. And that's why it's at $85, $90 a barrel instead of $250. But we have the greatest military in the world, the toughest military in the world, just the best in every way. Nobody even close. There's no military that's even close. I rebuilt it during my first term. I'm using it now. When this conflict is over, Todd said, please go into conflict, right? As opposed to the word war. He didn't like the word war, but it's sort of a conflict. It's a military operation. When it's over, you will see oil drop to where it was before.
We'll see. I'm not holding my breath on the oil dropping back to where it used to be. The oil industry is making billions of fucking dollars of profit right now. I seen they're happy with the situation.
To come down.
Animal. This is crazy. See what y'all think about. Oh, this is the longest video. I ain't gonna play this whole video. I'm gonna skip it. For the ones that have been paying attention to LA and their mayor race, and they've been going down to Skid Row and shit, and all the homeless people, and give them a couple dollars and making them vote is the biggest fucking just blatant showing of how politics is run in the nation, really, all over the place, in the big cities. You know, now it's kind of out in the open is the interesting thing. What will happen now, because it is out in the open and more people are seeing it. There was so many times in these big cities and stuff, you're like, man, how the hell did these people get elected? How did these get elected? You know, I know there's a lot of dumbass people, but some of them, there's not that many damn dumbass people. But you got a big homeless population. Yeah. Give you all a few dollars. They'll do anything for a few dollars.
Did you vote?
Yeah.
Oh, you did for Karen Bass?
Yeah. Karen Bassett. Right. That's what I was saying, Bassett?
Karen Bass, yeah. Or Nithya Raman?
Karen.
Karen? They told you to vote for Karen?
Yeah. They had to sign a little thing.
And how much they pay you?
It was like $2.
$2? You have to sign off on a thing to vote for her?
Yeah.
And so they do this for everybody out here?
Yeah, they come out here all the time.
Just get everybody to vote out here, huh? Did you vote?
There's been a bunch of them popping up and saying that. Here's another video of.
Do you want to sign? Okay. The first one.
I'm Joseph Albright. Okay.
The first name?
Joseph Albright.
Fraudulent petitioners on Skid Row are now paying the homeless to forge names, forge addresses, and forge signatures of registered voters.
What are you using? Teresa.
No, I'm going to give you your address to write.
Oh, okay.
Follow directions?
Okay, yeah. Quickly becoming a widespread scheme that can be found on almost every street corner in downtown Los Angeles.
So you're going to go do this, they're going to give you another $3. Then you're going to do somebody else, they're going to give you another $3.
So you guys are all working together.
You scared me.
We find thousands of names and addresses of registered voters being handed out to the homeless on scraps of paper.
Oh, cool. They pay you? How much? Oh, what name you have there? Oh, it's Vicky Walker. You're Vicky, huh?
They gave me the name.
Oh, cool.
We tracked down the disenfranchised voters at their homes to get the reaction to their signature being forged. They're giving names of currently registered voters, and one of them is a Vicky Walker. I assume that's his address?
Still get her ballot, but
You still get her ballot?
yeah, doesn't live here. I bought this house nearly 9 years ago.
Okay.
That's why I always feel really weird when I get the voting ballot. It's like, obviously that's fraudulent.
Definitely want to stay informed. We definitely want to follow through on this and see where they're getting this information, how they're getting this information.
Yeah. I just hope we get a stop to this soon. I mean, I didn't know that they were using my name and address for what's political fraud. That's what it is, right? Yeah. Just hopefully the governor and the district attorney or whatever just put a stop to this. Yeah.
There's Thomas Massey getting in front of the Congress. saying, I won't play. Y'all know what the situation is though, but he actually put that there, and which I seen a lot of people talking about it and kind of irritated me to a point. You know, it's like, man, why they're just blowing it off? Well, he just got, you know, he's not going to be in the office anymore. So, you know, at the end of the year, so it's just a publicity stunt, blah blah blah. Maybe so, but I'd rather see him put this information out there. I'd hope he'd do it either way, but you know. Bill Maher.
I know why LA is excited today, because the World Cup is coming here next week. Oh my gosh. This is soccer, right? I don't know anything about soccer. Everybody's so excited. All I know about this is that it's soccer, and a lot of countries come, and it takes a long time, apparently, to play these games. In 39 days, we will know the winner. Oh no, that's the mayor of LA. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, California. What a fucked up state this is. But apparently the two finalists are going to be Karen Bass, the mayor, and Spencer Pratt, the reality star. Oh, look at that. So they are going to be in a runoff. I give the edge to Karen Bass, because who knows more about running off? Yeah. We kid. And Spencer, oh boy, I had him on my podcast. It's like a Jason Statham movie with this guy. It's like, you burned down my house, now I'm coming for you. And he's all quality of life issues, very concerned about the homeless, who he always calls naked homeless drug addicts. And they don't like that term. They prefer former child actors. Again, we also had the primary for governor here, the leading candidate, Xavier Becerra. That is the exact kind of enthusiasm that he... No, he won because he's the closest name on the ballot to fuck ice. Also, you know who was on the ballot? Eric Swalwell was still on the ballot and got 19,000 votes. Who are these people? People who opened a dick pic and liked it?
Yeah, some of the stuff I don't like what he says, but yeah, 39 days and we still don't know who's going to be running off for mayor of LA. It just shows how much. Is this the video? Oh yeah, this is great. You want to vote?
Finalize election results because the state allows for voters to mail ballots up until the day of the election. Those ballots then have to be
This poor lady is blind as a bat.
Inspected, signatures checked, and verified. Our finalize election results because
I don't even think she can see. I don't know. Does she see or not? She's not looking at what she's grabbing. She's just reaching. I think she truly is blind.
verified. Our finalize election results because the signatures checked and verified. Our
looks away. I don't know. The system is screwed. The system is foobar. I don't know. It is foobar. Absolutely foobar. What's up, Merlin? But it is a joke, nurse. Bad nurse, it really is. The cool thing is, the only thing, because I, like last week, did videos. I didn't do any feel-good videos last week. So we have, it has been FUBAR for a long time, James. So I think I have double feel-good videos. We didn't show none last week. I don't think. And so we got extra feel-good videos. So to balance out all the chaos, you know, Ireland burning, Civil War on the line. We're dropping missiles on Iran. Possible helicopter shot down. Who knows? Crazy in the world. Let's push all that shit aside for a couple moments and look at some good positive stuff. I swear that seals are just water puppies. That's all they are. This is pretty cool.
Family time.
I want you laying me down to the dead and buried. The angels up in the clouds are jealous. What's they doing this
That was pretty cool. I gotta blow this video up. Who needs chicken therapy? Yeah, I found a good video. There's a few good videos out there. There's still good ones out there. Crazy Australians. Check this out.
Have a go at the size of this buck. This is Kraken. He's just been out for his morning walk, and he gets out every single morning here in the Reptile Park for a stroll around our main park area. Have a go at the size of him, and look, he's harness trained. So now he's back in the enclosure. We take his harness off. We started conditioning him to wear a harness when he was literally a year old. He used to sit on my shoulders. That big. He's literally just sit across there. Now he's like over 2.5 meters long and over 70 kilo weight. He is an absolute unit, and we love him.
It's a big monster. Yeah. I don't know how they growl. Absolute unit.
I didn't
How
know
did
that
Layden
when it
figure
goes
this out?
to 0, it just goes line.
That's a good one.
That's a really
I
good
didn't
one.
get close for you, but you can edit it. You can edit the pictures.
I can pull it out.
Oh, that's a good one. Look.
Do you see
What is she laughing at?
I don't know.
What is she laughing?
It's crazy.
Oh, your mom has her eyes closed on that one.
Oh yeah, she does.
Well, and she almost looks like she's got her eyes closed too. It's probably the sun. Oh, what is she laughing at?
I have no clue. She goes to quick trip. It
was just cute looking.
Every ounce of gas in my car.
I don't know. We're like, oh, wonder she's like a crazy person. I think we need to connect her. What is she looking at?
Oh,
What is she looking at?
that's crazy.
Michaela.
That is crazy.
She's videoing us, isn't she?
She is. You have something.
Do I have something in my hair? Do I have
Just oblivious of what was going on. I love it. I forgot to order an inflatable for the opening day, so the guys like, this day's the day. Which probably got more attention than the sweater that was hideous.
I didn't know that when it goes.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good sweater there, count. I think they probably got more attention with Deuce swaying than it was. And this is real. I didn't realize that. I looked it up. Thought it was fake, but it's not. There's a rabbit island in Japan, and they all come running. Listen to them. Look at them big old rabbits. Everywhere, you can see them in the distance. But there's millions of rabbits on that island. So it's like this. The rabbits see rabbits. I'll leave it at that. Got a varmint problem. So let's do it there.
Yes. Go show him.
Cheryl, I'm here.
It's our happy little deer.
Cheryl, we're here.
Go do it. Hi. Oh my god. Come on. You. You're a good girl. Oh, Jesus. Oh my goodness. Come on, Cheryl. Alfie. Come on. Alfie. Alfie, come. Yes. Such a good girl.
I like this. This squirrel didn't know. Bad nerves. That's hilarious. You said somebody having a little squirrel, and then next video is a squirrel video. Like, come here, come on, keep doing that, keep doing that. That's what Shadow does me every morning. I pet on her a little bit, and she grabs my hand like, nope, it's not enough. Keep on. Keep on. Poor little gerbil. Got a hell. This is pretty cool. I'll play it twice. I ain't gonna play the music twice, but yeah. That dog is happy. All right, now more feel good. More feel good. This is pretty cool there. Look at this. And he went from being in a wheelchair to actually be able to stand. Much respect for the hard work. And he's imagining he'll keep on working, go from crutches to standing. He kind of looks cross-eyed, but he. Big old tomboy. Got a mustache. Raccoon eyes. Hey, Miss Karen. Yeah, we're at the feel-good part. I like this video here. This is great. I've probably shown this before. I don't care again, but it's funny.
Oh! You can fuck up too. Get in here and say that to my face.
Doug, okay, buddy. I got you. They say dogs don't understand what you're saying.
Ouch! What's that?
You've come to Broke Skull Ranch. It's bedtime out here. Rounding up the cats. There he is. Ponche, come here, Ponche. Ponche, bedtime. Come here, buddy.
Like,
Ponche.
nope.
Come here, Poncho. You little motherfucker. Poncho. Ponche. Poncho.
Steve Austin does love his cats now. He does love his cats. That's all I had. I'm glad I did show the other ones. I didn't get very much this week. I didn't get that many this week, I guess. I'm glad I showed the one from last week. Was supposed to be for last week, but we didn't get it. But yeah, I appreciate y'all all being here. Much love and everything. We're not gonna do a long show. I'm trying to get my sleep schedule back. I don't know. Maybe it's the heat. I think the heat's getting to me. I slept till late. Then I got out there and went out there and went working in the heat and pulling tin off this old shed, which is gonna be pretty cool. You know, for ones that seen it, you know, I put tin on this ceiling here, and in my tiny house I'm working on, I'm gonna put tin all the way through it. So I got a whole bunch of tin. I just had to work for it. No new record tonight, James. We'll work on a record another night. We'll do it one day. We'll mess around. I get in one of the moods. But I do need to get up in the morning and do some stuff. So I appreciate y'all being here. As always, much love, and I hope y'all come back Sunday. Trying to knock a day show in. I keep saying that, but I haven't done it yet. I'm working on it. I was going to do one today, and then I went and worked on this shed, which I'm kind of glad I did. But took care of some business. But make sure you check out especially for the lurkers. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out the description. Some of our friends of the show, links to the merch, links to Discord, you know, all that fun stuff. So y'all check all that out. And like I said, I appreciate y'all, and we'll hit this outro song and sit over here in my lap, and we'll call it a night. Here we go.
Shackles, don't want no shackles on me. Don't want no shackles, don't want no shackles on me. I sat down with Big Brother, don't like those RFIDs. Got the blues about my freedom. Got the blues about tyranny. I got the blues about my freedom. Got the blues about tyranny. I sat down with Big Brother and the national ID. Don't want a chip in my wallet, chip in my car. And if I want to travel, it's nobody's business how far. Don't want no shackles, Don't want no shackles on me. I said shame on Big Brother, always tracking and tracing me. Don't want a chip in my mother, chip in my wife, a chip in my babies. Stay out of our life. Don't want no shackles. Don't want no shackles on me. I say down with Big Brother, no more slavery. Play it for me, baby. Now, do you want a chip in your forehead, a chip in your arm, always tweaking your brain and causing you harm? Don't want no shackles. Don't want no shackles on me. I sit down with Big Brother in the good old USA. I sat down with Big Brother, down with Big Brother, down with Big Brother, down with Big Brother, down with Big Brother. Don't want a spy chip in me. Everybody, I sat down with Big Brother, down with Big Brother.